Hey guys, this is ADAPTABILITY here, and today we are going to be doing the second part of what if Goku had MAHORAGA'S adaptability. Please like the video if you haven't already and subscribe. It's totally free and you can unsubscribe whenever you want. There's nothing much else I'd like to say in the intro, so without further ado, let's get into the video.
Slick talker since a jet. Winter time, all the time, ooh, yeah. Look at the way that I move, swag, disrespectful and I'm rude, okay. I had cocaine in the school.
Following this, the Frieza soldiers almost rejoice. They were ruled with fear, and now that they are free to do as they please, they all leave the planet and just head back to their home planets and things to further spread the news. The Super Saiyan, a low-class Saiyan, inherits the power of the legend, and not I, Vegeta roars in his mind. In reaction, he explosively flies away while clenching his fist so hard that blood comes out of him. I promise that I will take you down, Saiyan. You have humiliated me one too many times now, and I won't be humiliated like this ever again, Vegeta declares. Goku is rewarded with the Dragon Balls of the planet, and so he revives his son Gohan and Piccolo. Following this, the Earth Dragon Balls are used to revive everyone that died due to the actions of the Frieza army, and this pretty much brings the Namek saga to an end. Since their ship was destroyed by the foot soldiers like in the canon timeline, Bulma and the group must take Frieza's ship back to Earth. Just like before, a diversion is made and they arrive on Yardrat, therefore they take the time to learn the techniques that they have in store for them. However, in hours, Goku manages to learn everything that they could have in store for them. For the rest of the time, he just becomes more accustomed with the techniques and tries to further his fighting styles and strength. After this year of training, his power level climbs to 140 million just off his own training, but it's now very hard for him to find the limits to his body through just solitary training. Also, there isn't anyone stronger than him for his body to adapt to in a spar. As they return to Earth, the group meet the likes of King Cold and Mecha Frieza. He has a mechanical abdomen due to the attack that Goku threw at him, but Goku is not afraid of them at all. So this is the Saiyan that you want to get revenge on. I'll let you have your fun, King Cold says, letting his son go forward. I am stronger than I was before, Goku. I am a totally new being with a stronger, better body, Frieza declares. I do not care, I can sense the power from you. You are not a threat to me, Goku says, making Frieza's eye twitch as the rest of his face remains still. Watch me, he roars, releasing a bunch of death beams at Goku. The Saiyan evades every single one of his incoming beams, and since Mecha Frieza is still in his 50% state, there isn't even a chance he could harm Goku. Goku's power level is 140 million, and so his base form far surpasses him. Frieza then, once in range, tries to attack him, but Goku grabs his head to slam it into the ground. Blood spurts out from the point of impact, and Frieza's body goes limp as soon as his head impacts the ground. King Cold is very surprised by this showing of strength, but Goku then looks up to lock eyes with his father. I hope you're not as weak as your son, Goku says coldly, making King Cold furious. How dare a Saiyan talk to me in such a manner? I'll finish what my son started, he declares, shooting himself forward. King Cold has been blinded by rage and can't even consider the fact there is logically no way that he can win. He throws a bunch of heavy blows onto Goku's body, but he doesn't move in reaction. Goku's body is finding even better ways to be resistant to blunt trauma over time, and now his body doesn't even move in reaction to these blows. Goku then shouts and enters Super Saiyan before punching his father in the stomach, also going through his entire body. As Goku takes down King Cold, Future Trunks lands next to him. Future Trunks seems a lot more solemn this time, and he looks more muscular than his canon counterpart. Who are you? Goku asks. So you're Goku, you really are as strong as they said you were. You could probably fight me in just your base form, Trunks states. Who are you supposed to be? Goku responds, slightly startled. Fight me, Trunks shouts, entering his Super Saiyan state. He rushes toward Goku and slashes down with his sword, but Goku enters Super Saiyan and stops it with his finger, just like how he did in canon. He's a Saiyan, a Super Saiyan, just like Goku, Krillin says, surprised. Following this point in time, Goku and Future Trunks go off to talk to each other in isolation. As much as you want to believe otherwise, I am from the future. In 3 years, androids will come to this planet and take you all down, Future Trunks states. That's impossible, Goku replies. Goku knows that he isn't omnipotent, but his body hasn't received externally inflicted damage since his time with Frieza. Nobody has managed to hurt him except for himself, so he believes that even if these opponents are stronger than him, they shouldn't be able to damage him in any way. I know, you have a weird ability that probably hails from that wheel when it spins, but you and even your son are killed, everyone dies. The androids were too fast for father to recall anything that happened, Trunks says. Who's your father? Goku asks. My father is Vegeta. Vegeta, how? You also look like Bulma, Goku replies. Bulma is also my mother. Goku is completely lost for words and wonders how that managed to happen in the future. I'm older physically than I am mentally. Me and my father were the only fighters that managed to survive, and we entered the hyperbolic time chamber for a total of 3 years, so I'm 3 years older than I should be physically, he explains. Goku is surprised, but what he's more surprised about is how he was killed. So, how was I killed? What got me? Goku asks. I wish I could give you a coherent answer, but you were way stronger than everyone else. The androids fought you and you apparently didn't move from any of their attacks, but in a flash you and your son were dead and gone, Trunks explains. The heart virus still occurs in this continuity, but Goku's body easily deals with it. It affects him physically and it takes a few adaptations before his body becomes so immune to the disease that it causes no symptoms. Future Trunks has access to Super Saiyan 2 due to having a much harder trainer and spending a lot of time in the hyperbolic time chamber. So the 3 years of training ensue and Goku is dead set on making sure that he doesn't die this time. After possessing his abilities all his life, he just assumed that the possibility of him dying on the battlefield would be naught, but now he has seen that that is false. Kami refers him to King Kai and he begins training on his planet. In hours he learns how to use Kaioken and the Spirit Bomb, which surprises King Kai a lot. When Goku uses Kaioken, something special happens. Initially he can only use about Kaioken times 8, but as his body adapts to the intense strain he places on his body, he initially adapts in 2 ways. First, his power level increases. Second, his body gains better stamina and endurance. Soon, in days, Goku can already use Kaioken times 20, and after a fortnight, he combines Kaioken with Super Saiyan for the first time. After doing so on numerous occasions, it eventually feels natural for him, and he continues incrementally using higher levels of Kaioken to hone his endurance. His power level starts to plateau as his body almost realizes that a more efficient way of using Kaioken would be to independently increase endurance and not his power level also. After just a month of training on King Kai's planet, he gains a power level of 1.5 billion and can now use Kaioken times 50 with Super Saiyan. He remains on the planet for a time and his power level rises to 2.5 billion in his stay, and after about a month and a half he returns to Earth. The other Z fighters are all training their hardest and Gohan is having the most progress. He gains a power level of around 1 million by the time Goku returns, and his power continues to rise at this incredible rate as time passes. About 2.5 years pass and the group have made some considerable progress. Goku's power level is now at 9 billion and Gohan's has skyrocketed up to 15 million. Goku has gained access to Super Saiyan 2 and Super Saiyan 3. His greater endurance has had a side effect here in that Super Saiyan 3 feels pretty much natural to him. Super Saiyan and Kaioken together should logically be more strenuous than Super Saiyan 3, and if Goku can add Kaioken times 100 onto Super Saiyan, it really shows that this form is nothing to him now. At this time, a special person is hurtling toward Earth. This person is Vegeta. Prepare to be defeated, Kakarot. I have the power of the legendary Super Saiyan also, and beyond. You and your precious planet will be no more, Vegeta declares in his fast-moving space pod. He arrives shortly after and is met by Goku, Gohan and Krillin, who all arrive there. It's been a while, Kakarot. I have finally returned to slay you and all of your companions. You have defeated me one too many times, Kakarot, and I can assure you that it won't happen again. As he says this, he then enters his Super Saiyan 2 form. He's been training, Goku says to his companions, while his clothes bellow under the incoming wind. I can see that. I'd be toast if I was to try and face him, Krillin says, shielding his eyes with his forearm. He zooms forward and throws a full-speed punch only for Goku to seamlessly evade it. For his following punches, he lands them straight on his body, but all of the attacks just don't work. His body takes them all with ease, and as his Dharma Chakra wheel spins, his adaptation further analyzes blunt trauma to perfect his body even further. Vegeta then aims his arms at his stomach and uses a close-up Big Bang attack. The smoke clears and Goku's clothes have been ripped apart and burned, but he looks completely fine. Goku then grabs him right by the neck and lifts him up. I told you not to return to this planet and you still went against my order, Goku says to the Saiyan. Vegeta struggles for breath and doesn't have it in himself to plead for his life again. That moment was simply too humiliating for him. All he does now is spit blood right in his face before giving off a keen smirk. Meet you in hell, Kakarot, Vegeta weakly says. Goku grits his teeth and gets closer, just snapping his neck, but if Vegeta is the Prince of Saiyans as he claims to be, he must be arrogant but honourable. Vegeta isn't even willing to stoop so low as to beg for his life. He's come to terms with losing it. Goku has respect for him because of that, and future Trunks further reminds him of what could happen for the Saiyan Prince if he was to continue living. He lowers him and Vegeta drops to his knees, gasping for air. Be grateful that I spared you today, Vegeta. If you dare threaten my friends and family again, I'll not show mercy, Goku declares. Vegeta is frozen and confused about why Goku would let him survive. After his grueling training and humiliation, he viewed Goku as an omnibenevolent demon that he had to kill. However, he just saved his life, even after he threatened to take his and his people's lives. Vegeta just flies off, not back into his space pod but across the planet. He has nowhere to go. His home planet was destroyed by Frieza decades ago, and he no longer has that mindless tyrant and his army to take orders from. With no more direction, he just flies and continues flying. I hope he settles down. He should anyway, judging from what is to come, Goku thinks to himself, before the group of Z fighters depart. 3 full years pass and the time has come, the time of the androids. All the Z fighters congregate and arrive at the city of Sasebo, where people are dropping like flies. I wonder what's happening here, Goku says. Goku teleports into the city and so do Gohan and Krillin. The other Z fighters fly in and Yamcha stumbles upon the 2 androids, Android 19 and 20 first. They possess way more power than before since Dr. Gero has been analysing Goku over his entire life on Earth. He has been focusing a lot more on making his android creations true powerhouses. Stop right there, Goku declares, stopping Android 19 in his tracks. Take him out, 19, Dr. Gero says, before flying off himself. Dr. Gero flies off as fast as he can, and Goku wonders why he decided to just leave right away. Look at me, your fight is with me now, Android 19 says, with his high-pitched, monotonous voice. He grabs one of Android 19's extended arms and just pulls it off before smacking him in the head with it. This drops the android to the floor, and in its dying moments, it starts doing something pretty odd. A golden blade of translucent ki, similar to Goku Black's ki scythe, grows over its other arm, but Goku hits it with a ki blast before it can cause further damage. I wonder what that last attack was about, Goku says, before flying off in the direction that Dr. Gero went in. In his flight, however, he starts to feel his heart getting heavier and heavier. His flight slows, and once the other Z fighters arrive ahead of Dr. Gero's lab with him, they notice that his breath is heavy. Goku, what's up with you? Krillin asks. I don't know, my heart's been hurting quite a lot these past few minutes, Goku says, before dropping to a knee. The other fighters are startled, while Krillin and Gohan drop down to immediately try to raise him up. Don't worry, he's gonna be fine, Future Trunks says to the fighters. Really? Krillin asks, uncertain. Yes, just wait, Trunks reaffirms. In seconds, Goku raises and gives out a light exhale. I feel much better now, Goku says, while his Dharma Chakra wheel is spinning. It starts healing his body and his symptoms fade by the second. Suddenly, the metal opening comes flying off and the 2 androids 17 and 18 are stood there. Greetings, Goku, 17 says, before leaping forward to grab him. He leaps into the air, then catapults him hundreds of meters away. 17 and 18 then dart forward and follow after him. Now those are the androids I know. Stop them before they get to Goku, Trunks shouts, entering Super Saiyan 2. He zooms up into the air, then Krillin and Gohan both nod to each other before using instant transmission. Goku crashes through a mountain before coming to a grinding halt, then the 2 androids land ahead of him. They know not to hit me and they know my name too, Goku whispers to himself. You're not alone, Gohan states, appearing beside him. Move aside, Gohan and Krillin. This is not your fight, Android 17 shouts. Make us then, Gohan boldly replies. 18 scoffs, then steps forward and creates 2 spinning yellow discs, just like Krillin's Destructo disc. She hurls them at Goku with such speed that since he is in his base form, he doesn't see them right away. Gohan's power level is incredibly low, and so the first disc cuts off his arm, then the second cuts him from his right flank up to his left shoulder. He is killed just like that, and more discs come hurtling toward Krillin. The human dodges the first disc, but that's really only because it's his attack and he understands it so well. A second disc comes toward him so fast that he can't even react, but then Future Trunks screams and slices the disc in half with his sword, disintegrating it. Leave this place, Krillin. They'll kill you, Future Trunks shouts, holding his sword at the 2 warriors. You 2 will die right here and right now, Future Trunks roars. His entire world has been destroyed by the 2 fighters that stand ahead of him, and he can barely keep himself together. Trunks, no, this is my fight and my fight only, Goku says, after seeing Gohan's dead body once again. I'm so sorry, Gohan. You got caught in the crossfire once again, Goku says, holding back his tears. He enters Super Saiyan, then continues roaring, ascending further into Super Saiyan 3. His long hair comes flushing down and Trunks is taken aback by the form that he's using. Is that a Super Saiyan form beyond even the Ascended Super Saiyan? Ascended Super Saiyan, Trunks wonders before Goku flies off. In flight though, he stacks on Kaioken times 20 to his Super Saiyan 3, giving him a total multiplier of 8,000. He punches Android 18 and sends her flying. Android 17 then follows with various punches to his body, but Dr. Gero had underestimated Goku's power. He takes the last punch and catches his fist before staring the android down. "Be gone," Goku says, before ferociously kicking him. For seconds he sees no movement from the androids, but then they arrive back by his side in a flash. This time their hands are coated in the same golden energy that was on Android 19's hands. Then they dive down and aim these hands forward. They aim for his heart, but Goku is clocked on. He readjusts his body position at the last second before he is hit by the sudden stabbing, making him cough out volumes of blood. He falls out of Super Saiyan 3 and Kaioken before falling to his knees. "There we go, Goku. You were such an easy kill," Android 17 boasts, while he continues to look weaker and weaker. "I wonder what that wheel's about," Android 17 thinks, watching it spin along. They remove their daggers and Goku's body falls right over and he is seemingly dead. They can't sense ki, so they don't know for sure, but he isn't moving at all and they believe they hit him in the right place. Just as that old man programmed us to do, Android 17 jokingly says. However, they turn to see Goku standing with his head down. Blood drips from Goku's wounds, but on further inspection it seems that the wound has completely faded and the blood is just the remaining blood on his skin. Goku erupts in his golden ki once again and the ground rumbles upon his release of energy. Everyone else watching this fight from afar can barely move as they feel this pressure. Is he really that strong, Trunks wonders, feeling the area shake under the pressure. Kaioken times 100. So that will conclude the second part of What If Goku Had MAHORAGA'S adaptability. Please tell me something you liked about this video or something that I should improve on for the next one. Thanks so much for watching and I'll see you in the next video.